Hey guys, welcome back to Hearthstone Power. A suggestion was made to me yesterday to try out a game called Might and Magic: Duel of Champions. It's a digital trading card game. It's definitely different from anything I've played. I've only been playing it for about an hour or two. I've kind of got the basic rules down, but it is new to me, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit as I take my turns slowly to make sure I have the right strategy. It is a fun game, I will say. It works very similar to any other kind of typical free-to-play game where you gain currencies, so you have here gold and seals and tournament tickets. These are for tournaments. But these two, you gain these as you play. You can buy more gold or buy more seals. Now so far, it looks like you can use seals to purchase packs or decks, and I think you can use gold to do the same. See, let's go to the shop really quick. It's a nice little interface, by the way. It's kind of sweet. Just if you go look at your packs here, these are like your booster packs. See, some of them cost seals, some of them cost gold. I'm not sure why one costs what, and you can convert seals to gold, I think. Watch. But you can't do vice versa, which is interesting. Yeah, seals to gold. Can't do gold to seal. So, however the game is laid out, I haven't quite figured it out yet. There's a reason for that. What you can buy, what you can't buy. You can buy both. I don't want to go too much more into the store here. I haven't used it yet, so I'll have to look into that more. Got some decks, and that's pretty much what I've found so far. Here's where you're able to customize your cards. And right now, this is the deck I started with, the Necropolis deck. The theme is undead and raising your creatures. And I think that's pretty much it about the interface. When you first start the single player, you do the Bootcamp, and this is where you learn how to play. And I already ran through this, but you have a bunch of missions where they teach you how to play. So I'm familiar with the rules now. So I've done the first two missions of the regular campaign, and I will continue where I left off. There's a little bit of story here, and I've been reading it, but it's nothing groundbreaking. There's no voice acting or anything like that. Alright. I'm not gonna read this. Pick your deck here. I've only unlocked the one right now. Alright, now, definitely the board looks different. Let me look at my hand first really quick. See, I don't know enough to mulligan, yes or no, so I usually just hit on mulligan. But this looks okay, so I guess I'll keep it. Okay. This trading card game, the fundamentals are the same. You have creatures and spells to do damage to the other hero. But it's left to right, it's not up and down. So this is me on the left side with 20 health, and this is the opponent with 18 health over here. When you lay down your creatures, you put them in one of these 8 spots. These 8 spots right here. And the opponent's 8 spots are over here. You have a melee row, and you have a back row. When you play melee creatures, you can only put them here. Flying creatures, there's 3 types of creatures: melee, flying, and shooter creatures. Melee creatures can only go in the front, flying creatures can go in either position, and shooters can go in either position. The advantage that flyers have is that they can be placed in the back position, so they're better than melee. Shooters do not take damage when they attack other creatures, and you'll see that as we go along here. Make more sense. So you have the stats on monsters. You have one extra stat that you might not be used to. So if you look at this guy here, he is a resource of 2, resource cost of 2. I'll explain this in a second. This 2 here, this is his attack. This is how much damage he does when he attacks. And this 4 down here, this is his health. Damage is permanent. It's not like magic where they heal at the end of the turn. And this number here in the middle, which is 0, is the retaliation damage. This is how much damage this creature deals back when he is attacked. So this guy is a little bit of a tank character. You can see here that it says you must pay 1 resource to attack. So he's more of a tank. You got 2 resources, he's got 4 health. And he can do a little bit of damage. So that's that retaliation number. So when I say, and you can see here he's melee. So when I say a shooter creature, when a shooter creature attacks another creature, it does not take retaliation damage. And almost all the shooter creatures say that. Let's see if I have one in my hand so I can show you. No, I don't. Here's a flyer. 2 resources to cast, 2 attack, 1 retaliation, and 2 health. And this one has an ability called Incorporeal. It takes less damage from non-magic creatures. So, if you were to have a melee creature here that you had, and the opponent had a melee creature, and if you attacked that creature and you killed it, you would not take retaliation damage. If you did not kill it, it does its retaliation damage back to you, unless you are a shooter creature. So you think of it like archers in the back flinging bows across the battlefield, like that. The last piece of the game, besides the resources, which are you gain 1 every turn, just like Hearthstone, the last piece is you have 3 kind of like power levels. You have Might, Magic, and Destiny. Certain cards require that you have this at a certain level. So you can see here, this requires 2 Might in order to cast. So even if you have 2 resources, you can't cast this unless you have a level 2 Might. And how do you level these up? It's easy. You click your hero, and once per turn, you can do any one of these 4 abilities. Increase your might, increase your power, increase your destiny. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can use 1 resource to draw a card. So in the beginning of the game, you will be using these fairly often. Once you get to a point where you don't need to power these up anymore, if you have this bit of resources, you will probably draw a card. The last piece I want to talk about here are these event cards. Now, I don't want to go too much into the deck building part of it, but it's basically random cards. You have 8 event cards in your deck, 8 event cards in the opponent's deck. They get shuffled together and placed here, and every turn you flip an event card over, and you can use either of them. You can use either of them if you can afford it. So like this one says, pay 3 resources, increase the attack of the next creature you deploy this turn by 1. Here's another one. This is actually probably something I'd play on the first turn. But once you use this, it gets, I'm not sure if it gets discarded or if it gets shuffled back in, but every turn this flips over. So it's basically like a permanent on the field that either hero can use. It's interesting that you shuffle these together, that each event deck gets shuffled together. Alright, I've rambled on too much, so let's just play the game. Okay, 1 resource, I really can't do anything. I want to level my might up because everything I have costs at least, so you can see this guy costs 2 might. You need 2 might and 1 magic for this ghost character. 4 and 1. You only need 1 magic for that. So the magic requirement and the cards that I have is, this is the highest one. So if I want to cast this, and this is a really good card, you need 3 magic. So it's definitely different from just a single resource, and I will say I do like it. It's very interesting. So we'll start by increasing my might. You can see now I can't click him again. You can only do it once per turn. Now, yeah, I guess I might as well go into this. Man, I'm really probably boring you guys because you're probably like, play the game! But I just want to cover the rules really quick. This is a spell card. You have instant spell cards those are pretty straightforward what they do. Then you have ongoing, which are permanent. Now, they're not permanent as in permanent forever. You see this one says until your next turn. So permanent means it lasts the turn, or it could last 3 turns or whatever it says in the card text. So this says enchant row until your next turn, melee and shooter creatures from the enchanted row cannot attack. So the battle placement here is very important, because when you play this card, notice these are lighting up here. So you play that card, you pick a spot, and everything left to right is affected by that card. Very interesting mechanic. And you'll see as I play, the strategy involved is very different from any TCG I've played. It's quite enjoyable. So let's get right into it. I said that like 4 times already. Let's get into it. I think I do want to use this because I can't cast any of my other cards. Now, I'm not sure if I have to discard, because I'm sure I have more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might have to discard. We'll find out. I've never actually been at more than 7 cards in my hand. Nope, no discard. Alright, he didn't do much. Alright, now I'm at 2 resources. Okay. See, now this is where you gotta bear with me, because there's lots of choices to make, and I don't know what's best. I will increase my... See, this is Destiny here. That's that resource right there. I will increase my magic. No, I might, because I'm gonna want to get this guy out, and he costs 4 might to cast. Oh, sorry, he doesn't cost 4 might. It's not like this is a resource that depletes. You basically just need to power up. And I will cast... this guy. End my turn. Just casting a Harpy. Okay. Now, if he had not put that creature in play, or he put the creature in any of these other 6 spots, I would be able to attack his hero directly. But because he is putting a creature there to block, if I click this guy to attack, notice I can either attack him or I can move to any other position. Creatures can only make one either move or attack. So if I move to any of these other spots, this creature is now, it's been exhausted. I can't do anything else with him. If I attack this Harpy, it's exhausted. I can't do anything else with him. Now, this Harpy has 4 health. If I attack with this guy, he's going to be at 2 health, and he will do 1 retaliation damage back to my flyer. Although, you know what? Hold on a second. He has this ability. Okay, half damage from non-magic creatures. So, this is not a magic creature. And you can tell because it doesn't say magic here. This is magic. So, 1 damage I'm going to take from him, rounded down, or half of 1 rounded down is 0. So I actually won't take any damage from him. And on his turn, when the Harpy attacks, he still won't be able to kill me, because I'm only going to take half of 2, which is 1. So if I fight this guy, it's going to take me 2 turns to kill him. Right now, at this point, I really don't have much of a choice. Now, you can attack, you can cast cards in any order you want. You have 1 main phase, and you can do all that. Alright, I'm at 3 resources here. None of this is very interesting. I'm going to have an extra resource if I cast either of these 2. And I hate to waste a resource. Is there anything down here I can use? Because remember these, if you weren't paying attention, these were swapping every turn. This one gets discarded, this one moves here, and this deck gets flipped over. So I don't want to do that. Each player draws a card. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to put my footman down, though. You know what? No, I'm not. This is a defensive creature. I want my shooter. Sorry, that was my R2-D2. That's my my email. I know I'm such a nerd. You guys are like, man, you're the coolest. Alright, I'm gonna play him. I don't have much else to do, but I will attack. See? 0 damage. 2 health left. Alright, and for my last action I'm going to use one of my hero's abilities. I will increase my might. Alright, and now I'm going to end my turn. Increased his magic. He's playing some kind of spell. Now what I don't like is that things are happening way too fast here. I can't tell what he's doing. Like, that was way too quick. I don't even know what happened. Now there was a little bit of a chat log down here, but it's not very good. It just says moved, played. Doesn't say anything like targeting. But it looks like he played a few enchantments on this guy. So let's check out what he did. Alright. Enchanted creature can move and attack each turn. Okay. That costs 3 resources. Enchanted creature receives half damage from shooter creatures, rounded down. Okay. Now I do have here a purge card. This is pretty self-explanatory. It removes all ongoing spells on target creature. Target enemy creature. So I can remove all those enchantments. Now, I don't know if I want to do that, because if you notice, you know what? He takes half damage from shooter creatures rounded down. So this guy is going to do 1 damage. No, he's going to take damage from this. Why would he do this? I feel like if I attack him, he's going to die. Why would he move him here? Maybe I'm misunderstanding the mechanic. Oh, I'm going to attack and see what happens. Yeah. Okay. I guess the AI didn't really think that through. Okay. This is open here, so I'm able to attack the hero directly. And I will cast my Lesser Air Elemental. And the reason I put him there is because he's pretty beefy, and I want to protect this guy here. Now, I'm at 4 might. I don't have anything else that needs more than 4 might right now. And even in the deck, I don't think I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start increasing my magic till I get to 3. After that, I'm going to start drawing cards if I can. That's the goal. End my turn. And this is the first time I've seen a card get put up here. I'm guessing it deals damage to a column. Let's check it out. Enchant line. Okay. I would say column. Until your next turn, creatures of the enchanted line can't attack. When Cyclone enters the battlefield, deal 1 damage to all creatures of enchanted line. Okay. So this guy took a damage, and this means he cannot attack this turn. Okay. But just this line. So let's do... You know, before I do that, I think I have a way to enchant him. Let's see. This gives him +1 attack for the turn. I think I'll save that. Yep, I'm going to save that. This is an interesting card. If an opponent has more cards in their hand, then you take a creature card from your graveyard and put it in your hand. In this case, I could cast that. I think. No, I can't because it's red. That's a little helpful thing. If you can cast a card, it's highlighted green. It's because he has 6 cards and I have 9 cards. So I can't cast that yet. I'm actually going to cast both of these guys. I will raise my magic to 3. Interesting that I can move. can't attack, right? Yeah, I can't attack. Although I really don't want to move. He's in a position to protect this guy. So, I'm out of moves. I will end my turn. Okay, not sure what happened there. This is my only problem, is you can't pause to kind of see what's happening here. I wish the card would pop up on the screen like this and let me say okay, so I could read it and see what's happening. Not that I can react to it. So far, I don't think you can use instants on your opponent's turn. Return target enemy creature to its owner hand. Deal 6 damage to all enemy flyer creatures. So what did he return to my hand? He returned something to my hand. Okay, yeah, he returned this to my hand. And then 6 damage to all flying creatures, so killed it. Is this a flying creature? And my elemental, was that a flying creature? Yeah, he died. Interesting. This does 6 damage to all enemy flying creatures. What he should have done was return either of these to my hand, and both of my guys would have died. This is a flying creature, it has 6 health. And this is a flying creature that has 6 health. So unless I'm misunderstanding that, that's just an AI fumble. Alright. Let's attack. And put this guy back in play. I like this card here. A little bit of creature destruction. Take a card from your hand, place it face down on the top of your library. Kill target creature with cost of 2 resources or less. It's a good card. I might be able to finish him off if he puts like a little chump blocker in the way that costs 2 resources or less. I can play that and kill him, leaving the path open. Don't think there's anything else I can do here. I should probably use this just to buff up my guy. See, now I've got 2 extra resources. So I'm definitely going to draw a card here. I don't want to do this. I don't want him to draw a card. This really serves no purpose. If I had 3 resources, maybe. Then we could each draw a card, and then I could draw a card here. I'm going to draw a card right now. You know what? Hold on a second. 2 resources, draw a card. No, I'm going to save this. Just in case he gets more creatures out, to get my elemental back. Let's draw a card. Alright, end my turn. Alright. Now for some creature destruction. Both of these cost 2 resources. So I can kill them with that. I can also use this. But it requires me to attack him too. Either way, I can clear the board of his creatures, and I think I will do that. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this on back on the top of my library. I'm gonna do that. Then I will play Death Seal on him. This should kill him. 2 damage to the hero. And I'm actually going to do an extra damage here, just because I don't think I'm going to use this for much else. Leaves me with 1 resource. Going to draw a card. And my turn. Now, unless I'm missing something, he didn't put anything in front of my creature, so he's gonna lose. That's 2, 4, 6 damage. Just in case, let me read these. Attack anywhere. It's pretty straightforward. Immune to retaliation. That's the same ability shooters, creatures that are shooters have. And this guy is just immune to retaliation because he's a shooter. Now I'm gonna end the game right now, unless I misunderstood something. Yep. Okay. So the AI here was clearly not that great, but my pride is good because I won. And that's what's more important here. It's not important that I was challenged or not. And this is how you gain your currency. So you can see here, 2,500 gold, 100 seals, and 1,000 XP. And that's how you level up. Haven't figured out what leveling up gives you yet. But these are the currencies you need to build up in order to get more cards. See, here's your experience bar, went up a little bit. A little bit more flavor text, which I will ignore. And there you go. So here's my currencies right now. I'm not sure if I want to buy another deck or buy packs yet. I'm not really comfortable enough with the cards to know what's good and what's not to put in my deck. That's something that comes with practice. So for now, that brings us to the end of the video. Please leave feedback, guys, if you enjoyed this commentary and this game. Let me know and I can do more of this game. If you have played this game before and you can offer suggestions or anything like that, I would appreciate it. Alright, guys. I'll talk to you later. Time to hearth out.